Enzo Ferrari once said, if you ask a child to paint a racing car, he'll paint it red. And that's not a myth, it's a fact. When people think of Formula One, they don't think about the lap times, they don't think about the regulations. They think of Ferrari, the red car, the horse, the legacy. Ferrari wasn't just a team, Ferrari was Formula One. Most wins, most championships, most passionate fans. So, how did this team become a team that hasn't won a Constructors' Championship, hasn't won a Drivers' Championship over a decade, or actually more than a decade? This is the story of Ferrari's downfall. There was a time when Ferrari didn't chase success. Success chased Ferrari. Michael Schumacher, Jean Todt, Ross Brown, from 2000 to 2005, 5 consecutive Drivers' Championship, 6 Constructors' Championship. Ferrari didn't react to rivals. Rivals reacted to Ferrari. They were ruthless, they were precise, they were clinical. That era, they didn't win just trophies. They created expectations, they created unreal expectations. And that's where the real problem began. When Michael Schumacher left Ferrari, they didn't lose just a driver. They lost their structure. Yes, Kimi Raikkonen won in 2007, but that title masked some deep cracks. Ferrari slowly became reactive instead of proactive, political instead of precise, emotional instead of clinical. They weren't building systems anymore. They were chasing miracles, and miracles don't win you championships. Massa lost the championship by seconds. Fernando Alonso came close twice, once in 2010, second time in 2012. He dragged a slow Ferrari into title fights which it didn't deserve to be in. But Ferrari failed him. Poor strategies, poor decisions, poor development, poor decision making. And then came in 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel. The man who once destroyed Ferrari's dreams with Red Bull was now supposed to revive them. 2017 again came close, again no title. The Hockenheim crash in 2018 didn't just end a race, it ended Sebastian Vettel's confidence. And once again, Ferrari had wasted another generational driver. Ferrari never believed the problem was in the car. They believed the problem was in the people. So they kept changing team principals, drivers, engineers, strategists over and over again. Still, no stability, no long-term vision, no system. Winning in Formula One isn't about emotion, it's about execution and teamwork, which Ferrari had forgotten. In 2019, the FIA had raised questions about Ferrari's engine. A secret settlement followed. In 2020, Ferrari's advantage disappeared, and suddenly they were nowhere. They were 6th, the worst season in their history. That wasn't just a failure, it was a humiliation. Charles Leclerc, the chosen one. Ferrari needed a savior, and they found one. Charles Leclerc. Young, fearless, bristlingly fast. Ferrari had marked him as their future. But here's the brutal truth. Speed alone doesn't make you a champion, and Leclerc had many chances. But costly crashes, inconsistency, errors under pressure, he didn't convert the potential into legacy. At Ferrari, every mistake is magnified. Every radio message is analyzed. Every failure is played endlessly. Leclerc wasn't just racing rivals, he was racing history. And the history is heavy. Monaco should have been his fairy tale, but it ended up being his nightmare. Pole positions, hope, then disaster. Again and again, Monaco exposed an painful truth. Talent alone isn't enough at Ferrari. So, is it all his fault? No. Ferrari failed him too. Strategy chaos, poor development, no leadership clarity. But great champions rise above dysfunction, and Leclerc never fully did. Lewis Hamilton, the broken legend. 7-time world champion, 105 wins, 202 podiums, a global icon. And now in Ferrari, the same man says, I am useless. Not blaming Ferrari, not blaming the team, not blaming the car, but blaming himself. And the media celebrated. They didn't ask why, they just wanted headlines. But legends don't collapse overnight. There were some problems, and Hamilton said it himself. There's a lot going on in the background that isn't right. That wasn't an emotion, that was a warning. That exposed Ferrari's modern reality. Favoritism, confusion, politics. Same rules, different drivers. But Lewis, after having his worst season in Formula 1 without finishing a single podium, he stays and he's ready to take another challenge. That's why he's a legend. So, who's Ferrari's true enemy? Ferrari doesn't want winners, they want saviors. They want the next Schumacher. And that pressure breaks drivers. Alonso cracked, Vettel faded, Leclerc buckled. Ferrari's biggest enemy isn't Mercedes, it isn't Red Bull, it isn't McLaren, it is Ferrari themselves. Ferrari still has money, talent, the most loyal fan base, but until Ferrari learns how to win without panic, until they build systems instead of chasing miracles, the red car will remain a symbol of what it could have been. Legends don't die, they wait. And the wait for Ferrari continues in 2026. And if you like this video, do subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for further content coming up. Till then, peace out.